The Jewish community in Ireland have objected to President Michael D. Higgins giving the keynote speech at the Holocaust Memorial Day commemoration later this month. We're joined by Oliver Sears, founder of Holocaust Awareness Ireland. Oliver, why has the Jewish community in Ireland objected to the president giving the keynote speech? I think he's done it a number of times in the past.
Yes, he's done it 6 times in all, and he spoke last year also. In a nutshell, he's lost our confidence. We don't feel that he is empathetic. He's lurched from one crass statement to another. And, Memorial Day is a very significant day for us. It's a very complicated day. It's rather like a funeral. It's also a moment where we can have our worst pain, our worst suffering acknowledged publicly in a country that effectively abandoned us in the lead up and during the Holocaust. So it's a layered, momentous day. And it requires the utmost respect. It's interesting also that this year, which is the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, the Auschwitz Memorial, who run the camp, now on this occasion have decided that no politicians will speak. So they are concentrating on survivors and their families, which I always think, being the son of a Holocaust survivor, is the voice that is most significant and the one that should be heard first and foremost during this ceremony.
So I was going to ask you if it isn't to be, or if it wasn't to be Michael D. Higgins, who is, of course, the head of state here, who would it be? Because he's certainly not alone in his criticism of Israel and their actions in Gaza.
Yeah, but it's not about that. It really isn't about that. Last year, during the ceremony, he lectured us on Gaza. Our hearts are breaking too. We don't need on our Holocaust Memorial Day to be lectured on Gaza. It's just not the moment. We want 1 hour a year where we can sit with our own private grief. That should be, it's not difficult. And so
I can totally understand that, and I don't mean to sound in any way disrespectful, but can I put it to you that there will be people listening today who will say there are tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people in Gaza grieving, and it would have been remiss of the president not to mention it on that day.
But we are, with the greatest of respect, we're in the front line. We get criticism all day, every day. This is the Holocaust happened before the State of Israel was even founded, and we are entitled to honor our victims and to be respected in that moment. Now, ordinarily, there is a rotation between the president, the Taoiseach, and the Taoiseach. And no doubt, because of the current formation of the government, there has been some maybe hesitation or confusion. I don't know. But certainly, I know that, for example, Micheál Martin, who has not been shy about criticizing the current actions of the Israeli government, would have been perfectly acceptable.
So even at this stage, would you prefer if Micheál Martin or indeed Simon Harris was to do the address?
No, I prefer, personally, if the keynote address had to be made by a politician, a senior politician, I would prefer it to be made by Micheál Martin. But let me put it in another point of view. So Tommy Reichenthal, who your colleague Kira visited just recently, I understand, is in his 90th year. He is our beloved Belsen survivor who, for the last 3 decades has traversed the country educating tens of thousands of school kids by simply telling his story. Now, my understanding is that he is undecided as to whether to speak at this Memorial Day because of because of the fact that the president is making the keynote. Now, to my mind, if Tommy Reichenthal decides not to speak, but President Higgins does, because he simply deems it more important that he speak than Tommy Reichenthal, I'm afraid to say on this occasion, the whole ceremony collapses. It loses meaning for us. So I would actually ask the president to do the dignified thing and step back. He's spoken 6 times. Now is not the moment.
Okay, we will leave it there.
Just one last thing, if I may.
Do.
I'm also, my own organization, Holocaust Awareness Ireland, is having an event at Trinity on the day itself, which is the Monday, the 27th of January. I'll be in conversation with Fintan O'Toole. You can go to our website, Holocaust Awareness Ireland. The tickets are free. Go to the events page. And we hope to have a meaningful, dignified, and respectful conversation to commemorate the day.
A debate, is it also?
No, it's a conversation. Right. It's not a debate. It's a conversation.
Can I ask, will that conversation include the current conflict in Palestine?
I don't know. We're going to talk about the Holocaust.
And so when Michael D. Higgins defends himself in these situations, he says, look, what he is doing is he's been critical of Israel and Israel's actions. He is not being critical of the Jewish people. Do you accept that explanation?
No, I don't, because it's about how you treat the subject, the language that you use, the empathy that you don't show. As I say, our hearts are breaking. It's possible to show empathy for everybody. We do.
Okay, we will leave it there. Oliver Sears, founder of Holocaust Awareness Ireland, thank you for talking to NEWSTALK Breakfast.